Well, we haven't turned off lights to my knowledge in the central quad.
No.
There are no lights turned off there. What we did, we turned off lights during the time that the campus was on break in the parking lots on the edge of the campus, and that was logical. We were still monitoring the campus with university police vehicles so we could provide for the security of buildings. There weren't very many people on campus. Yes, there were some students that were staying over during the break that could not use the tennis courts at night, but we again felt it was one way to reduce expenditures during a period of time that would have the least impact on the student body. This is a situation where we're going to try and have the least impact on the overall student body. Obviously, there are no guarantees that we're not going to inconvenience some students in some ways, like a small group of students who stayed over the break who might have wanted to use those facilities. Those lights are back on. I saw them last night. People were playing tennis. So those lights are back on, and they'll stay on. But we are being very careful to protect the safety of the campus during this period of time. All of the emergency systems are in place and are being managed to ensure that they're operable. We're in the process of completing the process of removal of the old buildings adjacent to the residence hall complex and La Maison, and we're going to be putting in new sidewalks. We're going to be installing lighting, so that'll provide for the safety in what is becoming a very black, dark area between that area and the campus.
$24,000 worth of lights.
And by the way,
between the dorms and the street.
And by the way, for that leads me to something else too. While we're making all of these cuts, and I'll be putting a letter out to the campus in the next 24 hours, while we're making all of these cuts and people are beginning to feel them, they're also going to see new expenditures. And they're seeing next door, as you probably saw coming in today, Beauregard is undergoing renovation. The company that's going to remodel that building for $10+ million is arriving and setting up. Also, you're going to see the new sidewalks and the lighting put in over at the residence hall complex where the old buildings have come down. You're going to see $4 million worth of deferred maintenance with an elevator being put into Talbot Hall and new air conditioning into Go Hall and door opening projects and things like that, dozens of projects.
And some handicap accessible improvements in and around some buildings. You're going to see some improvements in some of the older residence halls that were part of the original construction and renovation project, but none of those funds are coming from the operating.
All of those come from either for example, there'll be a new coffee house being built over across from Go Hall and Jeremy Hall, and that's all part of the Residence Life project. It's separate funds, and those funds were there for a specific purpose. They're dedicated, and they can't be used for budget cuts. So one of the challenges that we'll have is while somebody is being inconvenienced by a budget cut on campus, they're going to see other expenditures that have been planned for months. This university has to move forward. We're not going to let the financial conditions that face us now stop us from doing our job or allowing this university to grow along with the student population that it's serving. And so those projects are going to go forward.
But the restrictions like on travel, on spending, have applied to all the academic and administrative units, student affairs, systems funds, athletics across the board. There's been freezes in what people are able to spend.